How is it going, everyone? It's K-Limited here, and today we're going to be talking about a game called Hoco Life on the Xbox Series X. This game is actually on pretty much every system, I think, though. I think it's on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam. I think you can pretty much play it anywhere. But this game is another farming RPG. At this point, there's a ton of farming RPGs to choose from, and this one, honestly, I would say is towards the bottom of the ones I would choose from if I had to pick just one. This is a game that is heavily inspired by Animal Crossing, but it doesn't have really any of the charisma that Animal Crossing has. It kind of just feels like a copy and paste that is a lot more shallow, in my opinion. Let's talk about the way that the game looks first. The game, I think, looks pretty good. The characters themselves, the villagers, they're definitely styled off of Animal Crossing. They're all animals and everything. They don't look as good as the characters from Animal Crossing, and I don't think that they're as interesting or cutesy as either. Some people have said that they're downright creepy. I don't know if I'd go that far, but they definitely just aren't very interesting, and they kind of look like just mascots, honestly. They kind of look like people in mascot uniforms. The actual interactions with them, honestly, aren't very interesting. I don't like any of the characters for the most part. The only characters I really liked in the game was the first one that you meet, who's in the inn. I like the shopkeeper, and I like the girl who is over the blacksmith, and the farmer. So I like those four characters, and then the rest of them I honestly couldn't care for. They don't really have much personality, or for some reason, I hate it when companies do this, for some reason there's a couple villagers that I ran into that just started spitting their political beliefs, and it's just like, really? You're going to shove this into a video game that's obviously, like, kids are going to play this, and you're really going to put your political opinion in this and try to push your political opinion onto not only adults, but also towards kids. Like, it's just, to me, it's scummy, and I hate it when they do that. So that's a little bit annoying. I wish they wouldn't have done that, you know. And I'm not saying that just because it's an opinion I disagree with. If it was an opinion I agreed with, I would still say it, because your political opinions don't need to be in a video game. Period. It doesn't matter which side it is. Keep them out of video games. Video games are for escapism, not for you to put your little political messages in. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So, anywho, the actual gameplay of this game. It plays fairly well. It performs well. I never ran into any sort of bugs or issues in the game, which is good. The fishing is actually pretty fun. I enjoyed the fishing. Catching the butterflies was okay. It felt really easy to do because they're just constantly spawning back up, and they're worth quite a bit of money, so you can constantly keep selling them and getting gold for them. In fact, pretty much everything in this game is worth a lot of gold, and it's really cheap to buy a lot of stuff too, so that's kind of a good thing. I kind of like that it was cheap to get things in this game, and it made it very easy to decorate my house quickly and also decorate the other villager's house, because you can decorate every single villager's house, which is pretty cool. The fishing in this game, one thing I like about it is that it's still similar to Animal Crossing, where you have, you know, the silhouettes of the fish, and they'll hit the bobber, and you'll see the bobber in the water, and it will eventually go down, and that's how you know to press the A button to try to reel it in. But it actually goes into like a little mini game where you actually have to reel it in by pushing the joystick in different directions without breaking your string, which is pretty interesting. I liked it. I thought it was cool. There's also this little circle that pops up whenever you're about to catch a fish, and there's a little orange spot at the bottom of that circle, and if you hit the A button at the right time, when there's that little line that goes into that orange circle, if you get into that little orange section of that circle, you'll actually pull out a treasure chest every single time you're fishing. I'm a little bit mixed on this whole idea, because I feel like you're getting treasure chests too often, so you're constantly pulling out treasure chests that constantly give you resources. It could just be stone, it could be trees, it could be more bait for more fishing, it could be actual gold, it could be a lot of stuff, and it kind of feels like it gives it to you just a bit too often. I didn't like how often it gave me the treasure chest, because you can literally get it with every single fish you catch. I kind of wish it was a bit more randomized, because it just kind of made the game feel a little bit too easy. It took away a bit of the grind, and maybe some people will like that, but when it comes to farming games, I feel like the grind is kind of part of the experience. It's kind of what makes the game fun, trying to get the materials to keep building and to get to the next area of what you need to do. And it really took away a lot of the grinding by being able to get those treasure chests. In fact, this game is really easy on you. This is a very easy farming RPG. When it comes to cutting down trees, even, you can cut them down, get all the wood, and you can leave the stump there and it will actually just grow back into another tree. You don't have to worry about replanting them or anything like that. They grow back. So you never have to worry about, running out of trees because they're constantly coming back. The only difficulty I would say to this game is sometimes villager requests, and that's just because you may not have the resources you need right off the bat, so you may have to go buy them, and, if you need red dye, for example, you may have to go buy red flowers and wait for them to grow, but that's really the only difficulty to this game. Everything else is pretty straightforward and pretty simple. The farming isn't very fun. I don't like the farming personally. I didn't think it was very, very good. I unlocked every single part of the map except for the farm expansion, and that's honestly just because I don't care about farming in this game. It's just not very fun to me. It feels like it's more of a chore. It feels very tedious, and I did not like the way it was done at all. Having to go fill up my watering can every single time I run out of water, and you can only water 6 plants before you are out of water in your watering can, at least with your starting can. I don't know if there's another one later on, and honestly, I'm not going to worry about it because, like I said, I just hate the farming so much in this game that I just have no desire to do any more of it. So that was a bit of a letdown. But the stuff I do enjoy in this game, like the fishing, like the catching butterflies and stuff, I also enjoyed doing the mines. There's mines shafts that you can go into. One mine shaft, really. There's one mine shaft, and you can go into it, and you can collect materials, rock, iron, gold, diamonds. And there's different sections of the mine that you have to get through by upgrading your pickaxe as you go. And it's pretty cool. I like that. And you can only go deeper into the mine if you have mine lights set up inside the mine as well, which I thought was pretty cool. I like that. So there were some interesting ideas there, and I thought that the mining was actually probably one of the better things that this game has to offer. Now, the main problem with this game is the fact that it just kind of feels very dumbed down. If you are someone who really likes farming RPGs, you're probably going to want something that's a little bit more grindy, I guess. You want something that's a bit more, I guess, time-consuming. You want something that feels like you're not going to fly through it, because I kind of feel like there's nothing left for me to do after 14 hours. I feel like I kind of did everything that there is to do. I've unlocked everything I wanted to unlock. I just don't care about anything else that's there. Whereas Story of Seasons, you can play that game for hours, way beyond 20 hours, and there's still tons of stuff left to do. It feels like I've ran out of stuff to do in this game, and that's a little bit annoying. That's a little bit disappointing. The only stuff for me to do now would be to unlock the farm expansion, which I just don't want to do, and to get the achievements for farming, which, again, I don't want to do. All the other achievements I have, there's also some for fishing challenges, but again, I don't really care to do those either, just because the fishing challenges aren't very fun. It's like catch 10 fish in 10 minutes and stuff like that, and it's not very interesting to me, and I don't really care for it. There's just not a whole lot here. It feels like a very shallow farming game, and that's a little bit disappointing. I don't think it's a bad game by any means. I just think that it needed a lot more than it actually has in it, but it is a cheap game as well. For a physical copy of this game, I believe it's $30, so it's not an expensive game. It's not a full retail release, so I guess I can't complain too much, but at the same time, when people are comparing this to other games like Animal Crossing, when people are comparing this to other farming RPGs, which you have to do, because these other farming RPGs exist, and something like Story of Seasons is about the same price as this game. And it's just a better game, and you get way more value for your money. If you already have that game and you've already played through it and beaten it and enjoyed it, then sure, you pick up Hoco Life. But if you have that game, or if you don't have that game, and you're looking for a good farming RPG, I would definitely pick Story of Seasons over this, just because it's just a way better game. So, the only other thing I can really talk about this game that I did enjoy that I haven't seen in any other game is the crafting. I like that you can build custom objects. You can basically take a bunch of different, what are called piece packs, and you can buy these piece packs in-game with the in-game currency that you earn, and you can basically take pieces from this piece pack to build your own storage chests, your own beds, your own cabinets, your own... Basically, if you see it you can build it. If you think about it, you can probably build it. You know, there's people who have built cars in this game. Obviously, they're not operational, but it's just kind of cool that people can do that. You know, it's cool that there's that much customization where you can actually build what you want to build. You know, I was building my own foot lockers and stuff. I was cheating a little bit, not gonna lie. You can build storage containers, but instead of building actual huge storage cabinets, I was taking little triangles and like building, just making little small bronze triangles, and basically calling it alien storage device. That way, I could just store a bunch of items without having to take up a bunch of space. So you know, you can just do all sorts of crazy stuff like that, which was really neat. That was the first time I've ever seen that in a game, and I thought it was really cool. However, it takes a while to get used to, it takes a while to learn, and it's towards the end of the game, and by that point, you pretty much have done everything that you really want to do, and there's really no reason to use it. So, overall, this game, it's not a bad game, it's not a great game. I think that it's good, but it's just really shallow compared to other games, and since there are so many other farming RPGs on the market, I would definitely look at some other ones before picking this one up, unless you just have played the other ones and you're just looking for something different. I think that it has some good ideas, but at the end of the day, there's just not enough content here. I'm okay with short games, but the problem with this game is that it's short and it almost feels directionless. A lot of the stuff in this game, a lot of the things you can do, the activities, feel more like a chore than they do actual fun activities. When it comes to the farming, that's the worst offender of it all, and this is supposed to be a farming RPG. You know, it just doesn't do a great job in terms of the farming elements. It feels like a chore to do, and it's honestly just an aggravating task that I didn't want any part of. So, pick this game up if you can find it for cheap. If you can get it for like around $20, I'd say maybe go ahead and do it. But if you see this game in Story of Seasons for the same price, pick up Story of Seasons. It's a way better game. And I'm going to leave off there. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe button down below, and I'll talk to you in the next video. You have a great day. Bye-bye.